Hello, this is Caroline Aquaviva reporting from NPR with a new disturbing death penalty case resulting from a gas chamber execution in California. Here is an excerpt from a witness experience in seeing the execution of Robert Harris. At 6:07 a.m., by the warden's watch, the pellets dropped as the colorless gas began to invade Robert Harris. He just sat there looking forward. The first sign of death's beginning was a twitch of his hands as if the rising gas had stung his skin. He inhaled, then exhaled 4 or 5 times. His head snapped back. He rolled onto his head, and after 30 seconds, his head dropped, but he strained against the straps. Then his head rose if by convulsion, and fell forward slowly. After a minute, his hands appeared relaxed. A vein that runs the length of his forehead bulged, as if it would burst. His mouth was wide open, his face flushed, then he turned almost purple. He seemed oblivious at this point, perhaps 2 minutes into the execution. But then, as his body seemed to have relaxed, his head rose slowly and eerily. This is not an isolated case. It is true that the gas chamber is an uncommon way of carrying out the death penalty now, but the most popular way, death by lethal injection, has been in the news recently for its unethical recent history. Basically, the lethal injection is made of a drug cocktail that consists of 3 chemicals. It is administered so that the inmate is unconscious when the final and lethal chemical is administered. One of the 3 chemicals in this mixture, as of 2013, is no longer produced in the United States, and since then the government has turned to compound pharmacies to find chemicals with similar components to use on the inmates. Unfortunately, these chemicals are never tried on humans, so we treat those inmates who are put to death by lethal injection as test subjects. Usually, these inmates' death result in a heart attack or death by other complications while the inmate is still conscious. People may view an anti-death penalty stance as liberal, but fiscal conservatives have supported the anti-death penalty cause as well. Because of stays, appeals, state-appointed lawyers, and the various stages a court must go through specifically for death penalty cases, states are forced to pay millions for death penalties just for a handful of inmates every year, when this cost could cover those felons and many others' life terms. In California, it is $1 million for an inmate's life without parole. This includes the trial and the prison term, while it can be $3 million or more for a single death penalty case. We also need to remember to look at these criminals as people, for our legal system says that one is innocent until proven guilty. Recently in the news, a case study came out that 1 in 25 inmates condemned to death row is innocent. This would come out to approximately 2,675 individuals who have been executed for a crime they didn't commit. Thank you.